Okay, so we are capo 2. We're going to start with this version of a C chord. Now, you may be wondering, why not this version of a C chord? Well, this version of a C chord sounds really good in the key of G if we're playing in the key of G, but if we're playing in the key of C, the one that sounds the best, and that's what we're going for with this song, is what chord sounds the best, is finger number 1, fret number 1, B string, skip a string, finger number 2, fret number 2 of the D string, finger number 3, fret number 3 of the A string. Okay, that's your typical C chord. Okay, when in doubt, you want to play this chord for a C. All right. Now, what you'll see me do occasionally is I will move finger number 3 to the E string, 3rd fret, and put my pinky underneath. Now this is a G and a C over G is what it's called. Okay, so it's a C chord, but the lowest note that I'm playing is a G. Okay. Now why would I play that instead of just a normal C chord? Well, because this open string on the bottom, that makes it a C over E. All right. If you look in the chorus, what a beautiful name it is, what a beautiful name it is, in the name of Jesus Christ my King, what a beautiful name it is. That's a C over E right there, okay? And so we want to emphasize that string only on that particular chord. Otherwise, when you see me play a C, if I'm playing it like this, you'll notice that my thumb is usually wrapping over and actually just muting that string. But if I want it to sound even fuller than that, remember, sounding the best it can, I'm going to bump these 2 fingers up and play a C over G in order to make it sound really full. Okay, now this takes us to the next chord that we can talk about, which is an F chord. All right, now, if you're playing a C like this, and you don't want to worry about the C over G, in order to play an F chord, the easiest way to do that is to take these 2 fingers, fingers 2 and 3, and move them down 1 string. Okay? Now, this technically is an F major 7 because this high E string right here is ringing out. Now, you can take this pointer finger, flatten it out, and turn that into an F. It's very high and very chimey, but most importantly, you don't really want to play either of these 2 strings if you're going to play this version of an F. You won't see me play this version of an F at all. Now, if you're a beginner, stick to this one because it's the easiest, because you got C, you got F, C, and F, C, and F, and you're going back and forth between those 2 chords all the time in this song. So you need to make sure that you can transition quickly. Now, if I'm playing a C over G like this, what I can do is slide all 3 of fingers 3, 4, and 5 down 1 string and wrap my thumb on this F right here. And that is pretty much the same as playing a bar chord with an F, but I still have the major 7 in the bottom, which I really like in this song, okay? Okay. So the first 2 chords of the song, you were the Word at the beginning, one with God the... Okay. Those are the 2 chords that I like to use for an F. A C and an F, okay, for the most part. Unless there's a C over E, in which case I'm going to raise up the low E string so that it will play through, and I might even just play it like that, okay? All right, let's talk about A minor. A minor, finger number 1, 1st fret, B string. You're going to skip A string and go to the D string. Finger number 2 with your middle finger, and right underneath it, finger number 3, 2nd fret of the G string. Okay? Now, with your A minor, you kind of want to start on that note because that is an A. That's the best sounding note to start on with an A minor. If you play this, doesn't sound awful. It's kind of like the G over the C over G thing with the C chord, but for the most part, you want that A in the bass. Okay. Now, the other thing to realize is that in this song we have an A minor 7. Oh no, how do we play that? Well, all you do is you lift up your ring finger. Okay. Okay, that adds a 7 to the chord. Now, if you are playing your C like this, it's just the same thing as lifting up there too. Okay, A minor 7. Okay, A minor 7. Okay, now we've got our G chord. The way that I play a G chord in the key of C is like, you can play one like this, like we've played in the past. You'll see me play it. You'll see me play it like this quite a bit in this song. All right, so that's pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Reach all the way across with finger number 3 to the low E string, and then finger number 2 on that B. Now, what that allows is for me to do a suspension here, or to play around with some of those other strings as well. But this is just the first way I learned to play a G chord, and I learned to play in the key of C. Okay, so if you're playing a C like this, or a C over G like that, it makes it really quick because your ring finger stays in the same place. Transitioning from a C over G to a G chord. Okay. Other than that, the other chord that we have is an E minor 7. Here's your E minor. It is finger number 1, fret number 2 on the A string, finger number 2, fret number 2 on the D string. All right, and then the 7 is finger number 3 on fret number 3 of the B string. That's technically it. Now you can also take your pinky finger and put it down there. That sounds really good with an E minor 7, okay? All right, I believe that is all the chords that we have for this song.